Hi there, welcome. My name is Anna and I make junk journals from old books and mostly repurposed sources. Today I am here with a craft with me, or craft along. Kind of what's on my desk. I was going to start a new project and I thought, why not put the camera on and see what happens. So, the project today is this journal. It is a Swedish novel called Eva, or Eve in English. I love the marbled papers and the green, and it's a bluish leather, faux leather spine and covers of the corner protectors. It's a bit roughed up, but it's nothing we can't work with, right? As junk journals. And the book is from, that is the author. He must be in the book somewhere, I think. The book is from, I don't know if you can see, it's tiny, 1946, I think it is. Yes. And it's a second printing, so it's not a valuable book at all. I got it for $1, I think, somewhere. And I thought I was going to start it today. So I will start by gutting the book. Then I use a box cutter with a fresh blade. I just took the old one off. And as always, when you use these, keep your fingers away from the blade, because otherwise it can be quite a mess. So when I gut a book, I usually start by feeling a bit if it's willing to give away by itself. And this one seems a bit loose. Then I put my finger, I always start at the back, put my finger down the spine. You can hear it cracking. I don't know if I'm in frame. Yes, I am. And then I very carefully cut. If I cut too deep, I will hit my finger, or worse, the spine of the book. This one seemed to be willing to let go quite easily. There we go. Not too bad. Then the front is much easier, because then I can bend it like this and just go along like that. There. The book is gutted, and now I have to clean this up and fix the spine a little bit so that it stays steady, secure, and lives for 100 more years maybe. I am very tempted to start looking through this. I know it's no pictures, but some pages, I think I will use at least one per signature. But I have learned that I have to keep this intact for at least a day, because I have to put it back in after I fix the spine to keep it. I learned that the hard way. So this I have to clean up a bit, and then I use my fingers foremost, pull away everything that's loose. Then I also have a tweezer. This is one of those, it's not the usual tweezer, but it's, if you push it, it opens, and if we let it go, it stays closed. I don't know what they're called, but I use them all the time. I try to get rid of this, because everything that is loose, if you put glue on it, it will lift up and ruin the new spine. Or spine liner, I should say. The spine will be the same because I won't take it off. I was thinking to try, not with this book, but with some of the books, to just cut them off and make a new spine out of fabric and things, and make it wider, but not today. Today I want to keep the spine. It's quite... This is fun. Tune into my channel and what do you see? Me destroying books. But we have to rip them apart a bit before we can make them beautiful again. Then I don't want this either. I usually just pull this away so that the new spine, the new text block can be glued in. So that's better, right? I can take my little brush if I can find it. There you go. And just take it away. You can see it's still quite strong, floppy, but I still want to put some thin fabric here just to keep the strength of it. It is leather, I can feel it. I thought it might be faux leather, but it is genuine leather. Also excuse my very grungy cutting mat. I can't get it any cleaner. It's glue residue all over it. So for fabric I have a couple of options. Sometimes I use like a used bed sheet fabric. When the bed sheets get holes in them, I save them and cut them up to use. This one is not wide enough, as you can see. This is a leftover from some other project. Sometimes I use other cotton fabric I buy secondhand or thrifting. This is a piece I found in my little stash. It's often when the spine is quite damaged, I use this. Sometimes I even coffee dye it or dye it with some other fabric colors to keep it a bit more grungy, especially if I use it on the outside of the spine. This one is not wide enough either. Maybe if I had more of it, I can go get it in my cupboard. But today, since the spine is in such good condition, I was thinking about using this. This is, as you can see, a very thin fabric. It's a rest of a handkerchief. I have used some of it to make pockets in a journal and cut it off, but this fabric is still strong and good to use. And if I decide to use it to fix my, not fix, but strengthen my spine a bit, I think it would be good. Because it won't bulk it up, but keep it flexible and strong. It is quite good with width to it, I think. I will start by cutting it. Here I have it. A good piece. Then I want to glue it down so that I can put the spine to rest again with the text block in it. Then I will use, I think I will use 3-in-1. There's some left in this. I can use it. And I always use a silicone makeup brush, or one of those you have to use when you put a face mask on, because it's so easy to clean afterwards. You just wait for a while and then put it off. The trick now is to not use too much glue, because then it will seep through the thin fabric and make a mess. So I want to put it on and then spread it out quite thinly. Oh, that was thick today. Sometimes I think I keep my glues in a too warm environment, because they seem to be almost setting in the bottle sometimes. Let's see if that is enough. I spread it quite thinly with my makeup brush and get it also up on the covers and into the little what are they called? The hinges of the book here. Try to get it thinner. This will of course seep through the fabric a bit, but not too much. And you can always put on more glue as well. Then I put my fabric on. So this is no brain science. This is just learning by doing. I usually use my bone folder to make sure it gets in the hinges properly, because you want to keep them as intact as possible so that you can put the new text block in and make it set in good enough. And if you wonder about my bad English, I live in Sweden, and we study English in school, but it's not an unofficial language here, so it's not something I speak every day. But I try my best, and I think it's fun to. Languages have always been something I like to learn. I also learned German and French in school by choice. Everyone has to learn English, but they have the opportunity to choose one or two more languages. This is not. It doesn't want to come out. To put it upside for a bit. Upside down. Try to get this one down here by like that. And then I have to cut off the rest, but I will do that when it has dried properly. And also this, I think I will cut off this edge up here. And 3-in-1 is it's almost like boogers. If you have ever had preschool kids, you know, when they have runny noses, it gets everywhere, and then you just rub it off. There you go. A bit more up here. Maybe it's time for a new one. A new bottle. And as a coincidence, I have one right here. As I said, I think it's too warm in my craft room. There you go. Now I take a piece of plastic. Usually I just use those, if you buy scrapping papers or things from a craft store online, they usually put this kind of plastic around things. So I do like this, and I cover it because I don't want it to get stuck in the spine again. And then I put it on the edge of the table, and make sure that the hinges on this is outside of the edge, and put heavy things upon it atop of it, or I put it in my paper press and make this piece stick out, because then it stays like it's supposed to. That's that. And then I have actually already chosen a picture to put up front, and then I made that last night, and I found a bit of Tim Holtz, what are they called, found relatives in the photos, and I think she looks lovely on the front of this book. The colors match perfectly, so I backed her with some scrapbooking paper and I sewn around it. So now I have to tie the knots and smooth down the back side of it, and then put her on, I think, before I put the book to rest for today. So I will use my bone folder and press down the volcanoes on the back side so that the picture is flat again. As you can see, it's such a small, easy way to make it more professional looking. And now come the tricky part. I need new glasses, so I am creeping in here. I want to get my threads to the back side so that I can knot them and cut them off. Here comes one. And we knot them. So this is no tutorials. You will know how to do this, but I think a craft along can be nice to look at or listen to while you craft yourself, and maybe you learn something. I have learned everything I do, I have learned by watching other people's process videos on YouTube. Everything. And I have many people to thank for the knowledge that I now have. Especially Catherine. Hi Catherine, Sunnyside Studios. Nancy over at Wishes and Weeds. Hi Nancy, if you're watching. And several others. Just, you know, these craft alongs when you see someone do something and then you try it yourself. It makes it, after a while you learn it. And you can use that knowledge yourself. This is tricky. When one thread is so shorter than the other, sometimes you have to use your tweezers to pull it through. There you go. And then I cut them a bit shorter so they won't be seen when I glue it on. Where do I want her? I think she's so cute in her green dress. This will be her book. Her name is Eva, I decided. So this will be her book. Maybe she's doing her homework there. So there will be, this will be a book belonging to, what can she be, 12, 13? I decide she's about 12. I have a daughter, Clara. She turns 12 tomorrow. She is very excited about this. So maybe it's a bit of a tribute to her. Let me see that I put it center. 11.5. 1, 2. One, two, about there. Then I can take a pencil if I can find it. That's gone. There's one. And I can make a little mark Did I move it? So I want it about there. And for this I will use my art glitter glue, because I find it is the best and strongest glue I have, and it dries clear if it's trying to seep out somewhere. Keep in frame. Put that nail back in. There you go. And let's see if I can find my little mark. There it is. Then I can use my bone folder again to make it stick. And always have a piece of paper cloth ready to wipe off the excess glue. So it doesn't stick everywhere. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe I will put some brads in the corners. I can, not today. If you have a suggestion, brads or no brads, leave a comment down below and I can decide from that. I'll put my glues away. Now, something else I always do when I start a new book is to write down facts about it, so that I can keep in mind what I put in it and how big it is and everything. So I will take out my book and I will take a new page. And today is the 28th of May. That's the day I am starting the book. And I will call it Eva, because that's the name of the book. And the copyright was it 1946? Or am I forgetting something? Yes, 1946. Then I will usually write down the measurements, so I know how bigger papers I need. So it's about 20 centimeters. In Sweden we use the metric system, if you didn't know, by 14. And the spine is, try to measure it, about 2 centimeters. Then I will make a, when this has dried, I will make a template out of one of the pages, and I will write down how big the pages will be, and I will try to figure out how many signatures I will have, and I will write down, maybe you can see here, how many pages I have in each signature, and if I have a pocket, or ficka as it's called in Swedish, then I can mark it with an F. This is another book I have going. But this, I always start a page for the book I am working on. There we go. I don't know how long we have been going. I can make something more, I think. I always have a pocket in my books with the calendar from the year of the book in it. Maybe you've seen it if you watch my playthroughs. And the pocket is almost always made from a coffee dyed or tea dyed index card. So I have one there. Then I have my calendars. I have many questions about where I get them. I get them from this little book. It's a chronicle over the 20th century. So it's a book that starts 1900 and ends in 2000. And every year has something about every month. So this book was from 1946. I will flip over to 1946. Here we go. And it's news about what happens in the world. So, of course, there's war and horror and birth and deaths. And 46 January I have already cut out, but February is still here. Then I can use my scissors, I think. Just check. No, nothing interesting on the other page. Just cut it out. And I believe this kind of chronicle books is available in any language. I believe Catherine over at Sunnyside Journals has a similar one that she uses sometimes. And these are very cheap often, because the generations that wanted them and bought them are mostly gone. So that's my little calendar that I will put on my index card and do some collaging and decorating. There you have it. I think, now that I'm looking, I'm quite fond of this little image down here. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Yes, you can. I think I will cut that one out and use. There you go. Well, I think that will be all for me today. I thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you like for more videos, flip throughs, thrift hauls, and now process videos. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Bye.